So today what we're going to be doing is applying filters to our picture in CSS. So we're going to take our pictures and we're going to change them so that they look different. And if you look here in our example, we have this original picture here, and then here the brightness is at 50%, and here the brightness is at 150%. So we're going to take this picture and we're going to change it twice. Here's an example, my CSS and HTML, but let's do this together. So opening up my web lab, view code and remix. And first, let's take a look at our code here. You can see that You can see that I have this code broken up into divs. In each div, I've got it alternating between white and gray. So it's just so we can keep it separate in our minds here. But we have the brightness, and right now all these pictures are the same. Same thing with contrast, all the pictures are the same. But if we look over in the code, we've got them split up in lines. So make sure that you are adjusting the right picture. So we're going to leave our original alone, and we're just going to adjust the 50% and the 150. So because I am changing both of these in two different ways, I need to use classes. So style, some space here. I'm going to make my first class called bright. Dot bright 50, because it's going to be 50%. Curly brace, enter. And I know I spelled bright wrong. That's okay. As long as I spell it wrong in both places, it's fine. And so this is the new part. So in this class, I'm going to use a image filter. So I got to use filter as my property. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. I use a filter as my property, and brightness is going to be my value. So whatever the title is of each of these divs, so brightness, contrast, grayscale, opacity, that is the name of your value here. And for this first one, it's going to be 50%. Okay, so that's what I want to do. Pay attention to what these values are over here for each one, because some of them, like these first two, go 50 and 150, but then the next one, grayscale, goes 50 and 100, and opacity is 50 and 25. So pay attention to what these are, and also notice that the last one, blur, is measured in pixels and not a percentage. Make sure that you put in the percentage sign. If you don't put in the percentage sign, it reads it wrong and it won't look the way we want it to. So once I have bright 50, my class is made. I've got my filter brightness set at 50%. Now I just need to go to my HTML. So a little bit. Again, make sure you're in the right one. Make sure your inspector's on so you know you're in the right picture. And then we're just going to class it. Class equals bright 50. And it turns this picture 50, the brightness at 50%. And now I'm going to do my next one. I want this to be at 150%. So I'm going to make a new one called bright 150. And then I do the same thing. I use filter, brightness, and 150%. And I class it in HTML. And you can see now this one's bright, this one's set at 150, this one's at 50, and there's my original. Now my next one, I'm going to do contrast. So when I go to when I go to make my class, go contrast and 50. Yep, so we got to pay attention. 50 and 150. So I'm going to do contrast 50, curly brace, enter. And then so now my filter is going to be contrast. Oh, and don't forget your semicolons. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to end up with, we've got 7 different filters we're going to use. Each filter is going to have 2 different classes. So you're going to end up with 14 different classes. Again, just make sure that when you're in HTML, you are in the right image tag. Make sure you're changing the correct image, and make sure that you are paying attention to the values here. So some of them go to 100, some of them we're going to set to 150, some of them we set at 25, and then blur is measured in pixels, not percentages. This is for a grade, so when you get this done, you're going to click on share, copy this code here, oops, copy, and paste it into Canvas.